As someone who has enjoyed many hours of Tropico or city skylines, the city builder game genre has always captivated me with its emergent storytelling, open-ended sandbox, and boundless creativity. So much so that I wish to create one myself. But city builders are complex machines. You have the graphics, of course, the simulation code, game balance, and all the 3D assets and gameplay mechanics that go into one. It seemed almost insurmountable. That was until the Chroma Awards came along, exposing me to the wide variety of AI creative tools available today. 5 tools in particular stood out: fal.ai, which among its offerings has a 3D model generation API; Freepik, which offered a huge variety of image, video, and icon generation tools and APIs; ElevenLabs, with state-of-the-art voiceovers and music generation; Google Cloud, with its flagship and widely known Gemini language models and image generation models; and Bolt, one of the most well-known vibe coding IDEs today. I thus challenged myself to create a city-building game in 3 weeks for the Chroma Awards. A key obstacle to my city-building game dreams were the 3D assets. It is often difficult to source high-quality, affordable, and style-matching 3D assets with enough variety for a city builder. I felt that fal.ai's 3D generation tools could help me out here. I started by using Gemini image generation in Google AI Studio to generate concept art, which I fed to various 3D generation models in fal.ai. After testing out various models, I settled on Trellis for a good balance of cost and quality. Then, I refined the system prompt for the concept art generation. This would be combined with the user's prompt to create concept art, which would then be fed to fal.ai's Trellis 3D generation API to obtain the GLB 3D model file. And hence, I had the first piece of the puzzle: 3D model generation. BlokAIsia started life as a 3D asset creation tool first, as I prototyped the tool using Gemini 2.5 Pro in AI Studio. This functionality is fully exposed to players, allowing all players to create any buildings they want and add them to the game, without complex 3D modeling skills. Next, I thought about how to thoughtfully and tastefully integrate AI-enhanced gameplay. I really wanted to avoid falling into the trap of making something gimmicky or unnecessary, so I looked to existing city games for inspiration. I noticed that Tropico had a billboard system, for which you could select various modes for effects on citizens in a small radius. This gave me an idea. Why not let the player generate their own custom billboards and media campaigns using AI image generation? Thus, the media campaigns mechanic was born. After testing several models on Freepik's image generation API, I settled on Seedream as it produced crisp text in the aspect ratio I needed. But how would I quantify its effects on the player's city? For this, I turned to Gemini 2.5 Flash, casting it as a citizen of the player's city, tasked with evaluating the player's billboards in the unique context of the city. It would then produce JSON outlining the effects on the city, which can be fed back into the simulation. I felt that this media campaign mechanic contributed greatly to the gameplay, as players would have to think carefully about their messaging and prompts to prevent their campaigns from backfiring and producing negative effects. It went beyond being just a cosmetic upgrade using AI, offering meaningful gameplay impact and emergent storytelling as the player designs their campaigns. With that, I had the building blocks for my city builder game. Now it was time to implement it. With the number of moving parts and discrete systems which exist in a city builder, this posed a formidable challenge. I took to bouncing my ideas and game mechanics off Gemini in AI Studio and prototyping and vibe coding user interfaces in Bolt, which helped me settle on a basic radius-based system with buffs and debuffs, along with a supply chain and employment simulation. The actual game programming posed another major hurdle. While using Babylon.js for rendering helped, developing maps, placement systems, and the simulation itself all still fell on me. I used a combination of Bolt and Copilot to create individual modules such as simulation, terrain renderer, map editor, and finance systems, and then used Copilot to combine them all into the final product. Between Bolt, Copilot, and me, the game's logic is several hundred kilobytes in size. To add flair, I also created a comedic radio announcer who would occasionally comment on happenings in the city. It was difficult to find the perfect text-to-speech for this, until I discovered that ElevenLabs had a voice which matched perfectly.
Attention all mayors. This is not just another ordinary city builder. Welcome to BlokAIsia.
Hence, the game now had original voice lines with character. It had been quite the journey developing an entire city simulation from scratch in just 3 weeks, but this has allowed me to explore aspects I would not have considered before, like emergent storytelling and embracing user-generated content. I hope that BlokAIsia provides an avenue for limitless creative expression from players made possible by AI tools.